Okay friend, in this video, we're gonna learn how to make perfect baked oatmeal. It's so delicious. This is apple cinnamon baked oatmeal with some vanilla yogurt and a little cinnamon dusted on top. This is absolute perfection. I'm gonna teach you how to make a basic baked oatmeal recipe. I'm gonna share with you a bunch of different flavor combinations as well, so you can make the perfect baked oatmeal for your family, whether it's a Christmas one or a fall one or a summer one. I have all sorts of options and ideas for you. All right, with that, let's get to it. I did pre-cut some of the apples because Steve was just in here making his lunch. So I was doing that while he was getting his things together. But I wanted to show you, I am not using like a fancy core peeler, all that. I'm just gonna use a knife. A small knife, a little paring knife would work. This is just my little chef's knife. You wanna get as close to the skin as you can, and from there, we will cut into these small bite-sized pieces. I have this soaking in water here for two reasons. I don't want them to brown, and two, this is gonna help them bake perfectly. I'm also gonna add lemon juice to the water, and that will also help keep them from browning as they bake, okay? So the soaking in the lemon juice is not a step to be skipped with the apples, and I'm showing this part first because I want this to soak, and then we're gonna get into the base recipe, and then I'll show you how we finish off this apple cinnamon version. We do have lots of baked oatmeal recipes on the $5 Dinners blog. I have the link to this specific apple cinnamon recipe, as well as to a recipe roundup that has a lot of our baked oatmeal recipes on it, and I will share that in the description below the video. Here we go, lemon juice, just a splash. And then I'm just gonna give that a little stir. I'll just use my knife because it's right here. Give that a little stir just to incorporate the lemon juice throughout. We're just gonna let that sit right there while we get the baked oatmeal batter going. Now for the base recipe, eggs. We're gonna do 2 eggs, half a cup of oil, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 cups of milk. What ingredients in first? We're gonna whisk these together. Got my big bowl, so I'm not worried about any overspilling. Okay, next we're gonna do the sugar. Half a cup, which I'm using a 1/4 cup measuring. So I'm gonna do 2 of these. Half a cup of brown sugar or white sugar. I'm using brown because it complements the apples and cinnamon so nicely, but most of our other baked oatmeal recipes call for white sugar. I'm also making this as a gluten-free version because that's how I mostly bake at our house. So I'm gonna do a half a cup of flour. All-purpose works as well. This is just a 1-for-1 all-purpose gluten-free baking flour. So we're doing half a cup. Then we're going to do oats. I'm gonna do 1 cup of rolled oats. Certified gluten-free if you need that. And I'm gonna do 2 cups of the quick cook oats. These are also gluten-free. I get these in bulk from Amazon. I will include the gluten-free ingredients as well below, but you could just use regular rolled oats, regular quick cook oats. Okay, next is gonna be 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, this is the base. Eggs, oil, milk, vanilla, flour, sugar, brown or white, flour, quick cook oats, rolled oats, baking powder, and salt. So all of this is the base. Depending on the flavor combination, you might add another ingredient or 2 depending on what you're doing. In today's case with the apples, I'm gonna be adding in ginger and cinnamon. So I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of ground ginger and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. So that's my mix in for this. Let me share a couple of other flavor ideas with you now, and then we'll get to finishing with the apples. So a couple of other ideas for you after you make this base recipe. You could mix in mashed banana and cut up strawberry pieces for a strawberry banana. You could also do a strawberry and frozen rhubarb pieces if you wanted a strawberry rhubarb. You could also do blueberry or blueberry lemon. You could do a little zest from lemon with blueberry. That would be really great flavor combination. Also cinnamon roll, which would be cinnamon chips and white chocolate chips added in here. I would skip the ginger but keep the cinnamon. So that would be a cinnamon roll idea. You could also do brownie, where you're adding cocoa powder and mini chocolate chips. Peanut butter and chocolate chips as well for peanut butter chocolate. Carrot cake, gingerbread if you want to do this around the holidays. Also peaches and cream, pina colada, and pumpkin spice. Lots of different flavor options. Again, all of these recipes are over on the $5 Dinners blog. That recipe roundup link is below the video. Okay, I'm gonna drain the water off these apples real quick. Then we'll mix this together, get it in the pan, and get it into the oven. I drained the water off, and now I'm gonna add just a little bit of brown sugar. It's probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're just gonna toss this together. So the soaking and the coating part of this is really important. Look at, it's just gonna make for these perfect, almost like apple pie-like bites in the batter, okay? So once that's all nicely evenly coated, we're going to transfer it in with the base batter that has that cinnamon and ginger. So I'm just gonna scrape this out, including any juices. There maybe is a teaspoon or so worth. It's okay, it can go in the batter. Baked oatmeal batter is generally, it's not as thick as like a cake. It's thinner than a pancake even. So it's a little different consistency, and that's okay. I hope you can still see this. I hope she's not throwing off the focus point. Okay, we're just gonna fold all this together. Look at how gorgeous. Okay, I have my prepared dish here, and I'm just gonna scrape this in. My spinella does a beautiful job of scraping the sides of bowls. It's a big bowl, goodness. Okay, you can kind of see how the batter is not as thick on the edges here. But that's okay, we are gonna incorporate all of this together. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of this. This is a greased 9x13 baking dish. Easy to half this if you only want to make this in like a square 8x8 or 9x9. Just get it nice and even. You want those apples, some of them will float on top, some of them will be in the middle. We are going to bake this at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes until it is set in the middle. New view. We're gonna bake this at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes or until it is set in the middle. So I'm gonna pop it in the oven now, and I will be back to show you the end result and have a bite myself. Okay, let's have a piece for lunch. I'm just gonna get the corner piece there, just baked to perfection. And I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla yogurt. Okay, last but not least, a little dusting of cinnamon right onto the yogurt, and there we have it. Perfectly baked apple cinnamon baked oatmeal. Yum. Okay, my baked oatmeal's ready. I'm gonna have this with my lunch. The rest of this tray will be polished off as soon as everybody gets home from school. I have no doubt. So that's baked oatmeal. The base recipe plus whatever mix-ins. The apple cinnamon is perfect, especially if you soak and coat the apple pieces like we did. If you learned something new, please like this video. Also, you can subscribe to our channel. We're always releasing new videos in our different series and cooking videos and freezer cooking videos. So be sure to subscribe so that you get notified when we release new videos. All right, it's bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.